Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Shield, where we last left off in Hammer, Lock, Hammer, Cock, Hammer, Rock, City, or Town, or whatever. It's actually not even called Town or City, that's just what it's called. I never really noticed that. There are no, places that have the word Town or City after them in this, which is, the norm for Pokemon games. But, anyway. After the last video, as I said, I was going to wander around and do some stuff off screen. Well, of course, the one time where I'm not recording, the most bizarre, crazy stuff happens, okay? So first of all, we got some new Pokemon, right? So I'm going to show them off here now, because I was like, oh, I need to use them. So there's some exciting things here. I'm after changing up my party so that I have Octolibre and people like that in there, but also all new people. So Larvesta, Amaterasu found randomly in a max raid battle, and I was like, oh my god, I love this thing, and I've never actually got to use it before, so I decided to capture her and use her on the team, especially as if we didn't have enough fire Pokemon already. So that's Larvesta, otherwise known as Amaterasu, like in Okami. Then we have this really exciting thing, right? So this is like a Rockruff that I got randomly in a Wonder Trade or Surprise Trade or whatever they call it these days, and it's actually a French one, which is why it's called Rockabot or Rockabo or whatever. Rockabye Baby that's why it's called that, and I can't actually rename her because it seems that because that's actually what the Pokemon's called in French, that's its French name, but apparently that counts as a nickname when it's transferred over, so because it already has a nickname, you can't rename it, so she's going to be called Rockabo until she evolves anyway. But in terms of evolution, you might see that I have an Everstone attached to her. That is a very specific reason, and the reason for that is specifically because this Rockruff that I got in the Random Wonder Trade has the ability Own Tempo, right? It has a really neutral, neutral temperament as well, or personality, nature, that's what it's called. It is a dog, so temperament is the right word, I guess. So this one has Own Tempo. Now, I've got this as well in my main file, the Harry file, right? Because this is the Bowser file. It's Bowser's Fury file. And I've got one of these in Wonder Trade as well, and it seems to be just like people doing what I do, which is when they breed Pokemon and they're trying to get the one with the good nature and the good stats and the good attacks and the good ability and things like that, then they just dump all the rest of them into Wonder Trade, which is what I do as well. And I've got one of these on my other file, and I've got one of these on this one as well, because this is actually an ability where, as far as I know, you could only get it on an event Rockruff as a hidden ability. It's not even the standard hidden ability, it's a super special secret hidden ability, and I didn't start my stopwatch to know how long the video is. And the really special thing about this is that it evolves into a really specific, special form of Lycanroc, not just the regular daytime or nighttime one. It has a dusk, midday kind of, I think midday is what they call it, or dusk form. No, dusk form is what they call it, I think. Which it only evolves into between the hours of something like 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. or something like that. So if it has this ability, Own Tempo, so that's why I have the Everstone on her, because I want to get that specific form of Lycanroc, which is going to be so exciting, and I'm so excited about to have her little French doggy. So yeah, that's Rockabo or Rockabot or Robocop. Speaking of Robocop, we're going to go down here, because that's what I called this thing. This is the other crazy thing I found, right? I randomly did a max raid battle online, right? And it was a Beldum, because they're in the Crown Tundra, available, just flying around the place. It's crazy. You'll see Metagross flying, walking around the place as well, and it's terrifying. But got Robocop, the Beldum, who has the ability Clear Body, which prevents other Pokemon's moves and abilities from lowering the Pokemon's stats, but that's not the most exciting thing. The most exciting thing is that, as you can see, it's actually a shiny Beldum. So this is like, I think, something like the 5th or 6th shiny Pokemon I've legit found in the wild in my entire Pokemon career. And it is so exciting. Now, at the moment it's level 25, it only knows Tackle. It has a jolly nature, which at least doesn't negatively affect any of the stats that are important. But it's like going to be so exciting to have this thing on our party. There's regular old Courgette, who we still love you, don't worry, we're not going to put you back in the orphanage. But I also found Empire, who is our new Duraludon. And I found her in a max raid battle as well, just off screen, and managed to catch her successfully. Has the ability Light Metal, which I don't really care about, but the nature is really good. So she has like high special attack, low attack, which is exactly what you want, and just a cool like range of attacks, and it's the Gigantamax one. So they're like the Pokemon that I randomly found off screen. Of course, the one time I decided not to record because I was like, otherwise I was like, oh, those videos are so inefficient and boring where I just go around and do nothing. And then the one time I decide not to record, all of this crap happens. It's just typical, right? But that's not all. Like that's not even everything. Another random Pokemon. Well, I got Snorlax as well, Gigantamax Snorlax in a max raid battle. Another random thing that happened in a Wonder Trade. I got this, like this thing, this like level 100 Wall Rain called Ikakumon that's shiny and seems to be legit from what I can see, because it looks like it was just found in a Pokemon den, which I know that's the way people are like grinding for shinies these days, is just going through like max rated Dynamax Adventure or max rated Adventure, and there's nothing really else that tells me that this is a non-legit Pokemon. So now I just have this Lilac Ikakumon Wall Rain in my box, which is just insane. And I also got in a Wonder Trade, or a max raid battle, I can't remember which, I got a Ditto, which might become like, I got it in a max raid battle, which might become really useful, because if I want to just breed Pokemon, and I might actually show that off, actually, this video, seeing as why not. And then the other random Pokemon I got was I just got a Riolu in Wonder Trade as well, I think, yeah, because Isla is the... or more like Yzma is the original trainer. So, note to self, don't do stuff off screen. The one time I try to do fun stuff off screen, a load of random shit happens. And that isn't even everything, right? Because, like, I'm literally going to have to spend the entire video talking about how much insane crap happened off screen that I didn't get to record, because that's literally still not everything. What else happened was I was randomly going around the Isle of Armor, just looking and seeing what like max raid battles were there and stuff like that, and then I decided, oh, I might as well talk to this guy who I've never talked to before in my life, right? Not even in my regular game. And what this guy will do is he's like the dad of the digging people, and you ask him to dig up some watts, right? Well, I was like, okay, why not? I'll humor him. The one time I did it, he went ballistic, right? I paid him once to dig up watts. He dug up, literally, I am not even kidding you, 160,000, like I should do like the H.C. Bailey, 1,000 watts. Like, literally, that's what he dug up. Because if, like, you give him some Armorite ore, right? And then he saves the game. And this is what happens. He like digs up watts. 5,000, 3,000. Then you just tell him to keep going. 800, keep going. 2,000, keep going, keep going. He digs up quite a lot already, right? But then, normally he will stop and say, oh, I only dug up 20,000, and that's random. But this time when I did it off screen, at this point, just after, he was like, oh wait, actually I have lots of energy left. And he went apeshit and like dug up 150, 60,000 watts. It was absolutely incredible, right? So that's crazy thing number... Wow, I can't even count how many crazy things happened in literally the hour that I played this off screen that one time, because literally it was an hour or even less, right? Next thing that happened was, I should have just stopped after all this stuff happened, but the next thing that happened was I decided, oh, I have all these watts and I'm walking around the wild area anyway, I might as well see what these guys will dig up for me, and I might as well use the bicycle and not walk around like a loser. I might as well see what these guys can dig up for me, and one of these guys went, I can't even remember which one it is, either the one on the right or the one on the left, went insane and crazy as well, the exact same way as the other guy, right? He just like went insane after he was finished and dug up like something like 15, 16, something like that items. It was, I was just like agog. And one of the things he dug up was the ice stone, which we can now use to evolve Ollie into Alolan Ninetales. So literally, like, and that's the end of it, I promise. That is the end of like the random stuff that has been happening in the 1 hour I spent off screen playing this game. Like, I just can't even describe. I'll show you how many watts I have. Like, look, if I talk to him to try and spend my watts, I have 250,000. It's just not even funny. Like, I have more watts than I need for the rest of the game. Zen Headbutt, I can buy a couple of these, why not? I'll go crazy, you know. Drill Run, that's actually really useful, buy a couple of them, go crazy. Blaze Kick, that's a useful move, I'll buy a couple of them. And I still have 212,000 watts. Muddy Water, I already have some of them. So, like, it's just insane. Like, I can't even describe. Lesson learned. Never ever record this game and do stuff off screen, because you just literally never know what is going to happen. What I might as well do now is I want to show off a certain mechanic, which people, those of you who haven't played this game intensively might not know about, and that's how do you breed a Pokemon so it keeps its form. Like, for example, this is like a Meowth Dio. But if I breed him here to get another Meowth, it'll be a Galarian Meowth, the steel type one that looks terrifying. So how do you actually keep a Pokemon's form when they are bred in a region where that form isn't from? Well, I actually found this out, and the trick to it is to give them an Everstone. Oh, thanks be to Christ, I have 2 of them. The trick is to give them an Everstone, and then they will actually retain the form that they have when you get a baby. I'm going to be breeding him with Dio and Ditto. Dio, Ditto. Robert De Niro. Might as well. Because what I want is, if I do get one of these, I want it to have this neutral nature instead of this terrible, like the worst possible nature you could... No, the only other worst possible would be like... No, that is the worst possible nature you could get, so... What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and talk to her. And this is actually so much more straightforward in this game, and I don't know about you guys, but I have found as well that in this game, eggs hatch extremely quickly compared to the old days, you know? And the difference in this game as well is that it's just a flat rate. You can trust us with both Dio and Ditto. You can't trust anyone with Dio. Eggs seem to hatch at like... First of all, they seem to get laid at a... They seem to get laid. Who, the egg or the Pokemon? They seem to get laid... It both makes sense. They seem to get laid a lot... Can I stop saying that? They seem to get laid a lot faster in this game than in the older games. But not only that, they seem to like hatch a lot faster as well. So there's like one... I'm not going to make any progress in this video after spending so much time explaining all the random stuff that happened. So I might as well just like... I might as well demonstrate how I've learned my lesson and and walk around the wild area while I'm waiting for Dio to get laid by Ditto, or vice versa. Well, it's probably Ditto that lays the egg, isn't it? Because what probably happens is, like, Ditto, like, copies the genes of Dio or something. Yeah, I don't care about that crap. Well, do you know what I could do? I could test out Amaterasu and just, switch Pokemon and not invite others. Amaterasu. Okami is like one of those games where I would love to LP someday. Like, we'll probably kill this thing in one hit, actually, now that I think about it, since when they're 2-star they don't even put up a shield. It's so adorable, though. Okami is just like one of those games that I would love to LP someday, but I'm already LPing one. I'm already LPing one Zelda game as it is. That's the word I was trying to think of. Since for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much like Okami is like a Zelda game in everything, in every other form, you know, other than the fact that it's not in Hyrule, it's in Japan. And you're not a person, you're a dog. Though in the Zelda game I'm LPing at the moment, you are a dog as well, so what, I might as well fly back. They're probably all ready after having an egg, seeing as they get laid so quickly. This is just crazy. Yeah, look, you see her looking all, like, disturbed. Yes. And I'll put it in my party. Courgette can take a break for a minute. We want all the new people in here these days. And you know what else I can show you, actually? Is that, do you know the way before, in the old days, Flame Body, it's like Splash Woman. Flame Body used to like half the number of cycles that it takes for an egg to get hatched. Well, now in this game, there's actually, I'm actually gonna take out Empire for the time being. Don't worry, we'll put you back in. I also arranged my boxes so the ones that I usually use in my party are in like box 1, and the ones that I use, that I still want to keep but I don't use very regularly or I'm not using at the moment, are in box 2. So there's a new ability other than Splash Woman, like Flame Body, and Magma Armor, I think, is the other one, that will actually change which will actually have the egg cycles required, and that's Steam Engine, which is like Speedwagon, like Splash Woman. I don't even know where that Splash Woman thing is coming from. I think it's from like the I think it's from like those Navigator videos that Retsupre used to roast. I think that's where it's coming from. Because I think like one of those videos is where he's talking about like Mega Man whatever, and it's whichever one Splash Woman is in. Is it like Mega Man 9 or Mega Man 10 or something like that? And that's the way he says it. He's like, there are your typical like 8 robot masters. This man, this man, this man, this man, this Splash Woman, like that. If I remember correctly, that's where that's like being. Look, see, this is how fast it hatches. Remember, that's where that's being dredged up from in the recesses of my mind. So let's see, and if I'm right, yeah, it's the Alolan form Meowth, because Dio was holding an Everstone, so I'll check his nature and things like that first and see what kind of Pokemon we have here, and ability. We have Meowth, check summary. Technician, which is good, no more rattled, and neutral nature. Well, there we go. Might as well keep her in the party now for a while. So yeah, that's like a little demonstration. For example, if you found There's another one of those things. We already have one, thank you. We already have the Empire State Building. We don't need the Sears Tower or something like that into the bargain. Like in Kenan and Kel. Like, I don't even know what the Sears Tower is. All I know is that it's a building in Chicago, and it's in Kenan and Kel in that one episode where he has to hang a sign off of the side of the Sears Tower that says, "I love you, Brianna." And then, I don't want to fight you. And then what happens is the sign gets ripped and it looks like it says, "I love you, Brian." And, what, I can just kill you. Come on, Octo Libre. And then at the end of the episode, some, like, biker-looking guy comes out in the audience and he's like, "I'm Brian," and, like, Kenan is, like, scared of him or something. Oh, Rockabot, Robocop, learned Sand Attack. I don't even know what I would have called her. I have all this female representation on my team, it's crazy. Just so much of it. Well, I can switch my Pokemon back now. I wonder if I can use, like, an Ice Stone on a Pokemon from in here. No, apparently I can't. I thought you could. You can, like, give them an item, but you can't, like, use an item on them. That's actually a really useful feature, changing it to held items, in case you're like, "Where is my Everstone?" And it's like, oh, it's on those Pokemon. I'm, like, so distracted in this video. It's like the start of this video really did, like, throw me for a loop since it just got off to such, like, a rocky start. So what are we going to put in here? Empire. So yeah, that's all I know about the Sears Tower. And as well, isn't it, like, the building that's in Ferris Bueller as well? Where they go up to, like, look down. Yeah, look, I swear I have, like, an entirely female team right now, except for Robocop, who's gender neutral. So yeah, we're all about the representation here on Let's Play Pokemon Shield. There's another Snorlax. So yeah, I'm sorry in this video, like, nothing happened except me. Like, I would have preferred to just, like, record. Now I'm after spending an entire video talking about what happened off screen. So, lesson learned, it's actually more worthwhile to just do the stuff on screen rather than spend a whole video after the fact talking about it. Do you know what, I will take the egg, why not? What am I going to do? I don't want to, like, throw it into the, I don't want to, like, abort it or something like that, like, throw it into the garbage. Because you know she can't keep hold of all of them. Put the other Meowth in there. And which box am I on? Just want to make sure I'm on, like, the right one, so I don't get confused. And so Ditto and Dio don't end up, like, clogging up my regular box. I'd like to take my Pokemon back. Dio. He just looks like an asshole, like, no wonder I decided to call him Dio. Put the item in your bag, that's also a good feature. There's, like, so much, like, quality of life stuff in this game that makes it so much easier. You know, you don't have to, like, have the Pokemon in your party to, you don't have to have the Pokemon in your party in order to, put them into the box or whatever, put the lotion in the basket. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You can just give them the item directly from in the box. You can do all of this stuff, so... Anyway, that is the end of the video. Like, I feel like I've, like, just, like... I feel like someone's, like, hit me on the head or something, because, like, how can all this insane stuff happen off-screen? Whatever, it's lesson learned. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this part. In the next part, we will embark on our next leg of our journey, which is going to be to head towards Sir Chester the Molester, and, or Kirchester, whatever, and take on the next gym. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye now.